and try it again. Let's run that back and try it again. OMG, technical difficulties. I apologize. So hopefully whoever's supposed to see this is going to see this and you will click on it because I am live right now. I apologize, y'all. Look, and this is just a testimony that, listen, doesn't matter how many times you do this. Sometimes technology be teching, okay? Life be lifing, and it's okay. So I clicked something by mistake and I think I disconnected the live stream. But look come on, somebody. I see some of y'all on there. Y'all say hello to me and let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me. And I apologize. That just means the enemy is busy because there is some information tonight that you all need. So guys, I'm excited and I am still excited, okay? Because today is day number 1 of Wealth on Water Week. And tonight we're going to focus specifically on why your business or side hustle isn't growing. Y'all say hello to me. Let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me because I did have, there we go. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Hey, Nikki. Lord child. So no, guys, I'm so super excited. And so we're going to jump right in because I want to respect your time and because I have a lot of information to share. And let me just be super transparent with you. This series is about getting you results, right? So it's about giving you some tangible things you can do in the next 90 days to have a different outcome, right? And so this is for everybody who is even thinking about going to Wealth on Water, who's already going to Wealth on Water, who has no idea what that is even about. That's neither here nor there. We're going to talk specifically about your revenue reset. Come on, somebody, right? So why your business isn't growing, Wealth on Water Week, look, the breakthrough series. Come on, somebody. And so for tonight, right, why your business isn't growing. And this is the thing that I need everybody to understand. The real reason you are stuck, right? What top earners are doing differently. Let me say it again. What top earners are doing differently. Let me be very, very honest with you. During COVID, right, and during, social media kind of has it, has everyone believing that you just have an LLC or you have a website or you have a DBA, and all of a sudden you're a multimillionaire. And how many of you guys know that you did all of that and you still may be paycheck to paycheck, or you still might be struggling, or you're still like, hey, I started this thing, I don't know how to grow it and how to scale it. So tonight I'm going to talk specifically how to actually grow and scale and what top earners are doing differently. How do I get in contact with you about business funding? Baby, there's a million ways to get in contact with me. Every single one of my YouTube videos has my email. It has the links. You can also DM me on Instagram, and you can always join our Wealth Warrior community that has where people have access to direct messaging. Even when I repost this, our email and my link tree is on every single video. So I would be happy to help you with funding. Oh, that already sucked. Who is this? Hey, Lisa. Good evening, Terry and family. Lisa, I had some technical difficulties, but that's okay because one technical difficulty does not stop our situation. So I'm excited. So let's jump right in. Okay, so day number 1, the revenue reset. The revenue resets. Somebody put revenue in the comments, right? How many of you would like more revenue? So tonight we're going to talk specifically about inconsistent revenue, about feeling busy but not profitable, and not knowing what to prioritize. And the goal for tonight, guys, is for you to leave with a clear revenue plan, a revenue focus for the next 90 days. Okay. And guys, not knowing what to prioritize is very, very big. I'm going to hit on that today about the difference between being busy and productive and about focusing on tasks. Look, somebody put revenue in the comments. Come on, Nikia. I see you, love. Thank you so much. Right. That would like more revenue, but specifically what you're supposed to be focusing on is actually going to drive and scale your business. Okay, and who is Wealth on Water Week for? So it's for entrepreneurs, small business owners, investors, and wealth builders. Also, if you have a business or a side hustle for like 1 to 5 years, right? You've already gotten started, but you're not growing or scaling. Entrepreneurs who have already generated $10,000 a month in your business, but maybe your revenue has been inconsistent. And more importantly, guys, are wealth builders who are ready to take action. Let me just be honest. Don't let that word entrepreneur scare you, right? Many people think that you have to be a fully self-employed entrepreneur to generate 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, even like Christopher talked about, securing funding. That is not true. You can be have a full-time career, be a professional, and have a side hustle. We have wealth warriors. Look, come on, somebody. Hey, Arthur, come on. So I see Lisa saying revenue. Come on, wealth warriors. Y'all showing up and showing out. I appreciate it. Right? You can have a full-time job, a full-time career, and have a side hustle that generates six figures, multiple six figures, and seven figures. Some of our wealth warriors are generating $10,000 a month and they have a career. So that's what this is about. If you are a wealth warrior and you are ready to take action, this Wealth on Water week is for you. Wealth on Water week. And let me be very clear. I'm going live every single day this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, not Saturday, Sunday, right? At 8 o'clock. But each night is specifically focusing on something different. So tonight is revenue. Okay. And some ground rules, right? Some ground rules. Y'all ready for some ground rules? This is not motivation, okay? This is implementation. So you do not need more information. You need better decisions. Your very first action item. Somebody put action in the comments. And if you're ready, and if you can hear me loud and clear, put action in the comments. Your very first action item, guys, is to commit to writing your answers tonight, not just listening, right? Commit to really having some notes that you can actually follow along. So this isn't just a workshop that you view, right? But this is something that you're actually going to use as a tool to help you grow, right? If y'all come on, somebody, come on, author. If you are familiar with my brand and you understand that I'm not about a whole bunch of fluff. So I'm going to share some revenue reset strategies that are going to help you immediately focus on how to grow your brand and also identify what's wrong, right? Why maybe your revenue has been inconsistent. And I want to set the tone, right? So if you are worried about the cost of going for it, baby, you should see the price of staying exactly where you are now. Guys, that is scripture. Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Why am I starting right there? Y'all, and let me just be clear. Look, the enemy is busy because first we had technical issues. Now my throat is going out. But baby, it's okay. Come on, somebody. I see Lisa. It's okay because what I got to share, I'm going to share, right? But how many of you guys know that sometimes getting started and start making that very first $1,000 to $5,000 a month is such a huge milestone for most people. And so it doesn't matter where you are in your business. These strategies are going to help you find clarity, and clarity helps you find income. But do not despise small beginnings. You have to start somewhere. And so the truth about your business, right? And let me just be honest with you. Most businesses do not fail for a lack of effort, right? They fail because of a lack of clarity, offer focus. They don't have a revenue strategy. And my question to you is, are you confusing movement with progress? Let me say it again, right? Look, we jumping right in. I already gave you, this is the second one. Are you confusing movement with progress? Let me give you an example. I talk about vanity metrics all the time. Somebody put vanity in the comments. I talk about vanity metrics all the time. Well, sometimes you can be posting on, I use Instagram. I'm going to be very clear tonight. Let's say you're posting on Instagram and you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, an investor. You have a side hustle and you're posting, and you're getting more likes. Maybe you're even getting more comments, but what you're not getting is more sales. What you're not getting is more clients and customers. What you're not getting is more people to your email list, or more people to your text list, or more people coming to your event, right? Come on, somebody, vanity. So you have to be clear. Is it movement or is it progress, right? Are you paying attention? Jesus, come on, somebody. I'm about to go in. Are you paying attention to the things that are not tied to your wealth building and to your income? So that's a question for you guys. Write these things down. I set the ground rules and I said, let's write these things down so that you're able to go back to this, look at this, and be able to have some real outcomes, okay? And for those of you that know me, hey, y'all, hey, but for those of you that do not know me, I have been a completely self-employed entrepreneur since the age of 38, and I'm also a single mother of 3. So I have a wealth building ministry. I'm an international speaker, and I am a credit strategist and expert. I used to work for TransUnion. Why am I sharing that? Let me be very clear right here. Why am I sharing that? I'm about to say something. Look, all my newbies, when I sip my water, shout out to Allison for my custom tumbler. When I sip my water, I'm about to say something inappropriate. Okay? And for all my vets, y'all already know. One of the best pieces of advice that one of my mentors said to me is that I do not take business, credit, or financial advice from anybody I would not trade lifestyles with. Thank you, Allison. Shout out to Align with Allison. I'll be in St. Martin with her on her Ready Set Love retreat. What is that, next month, Allison? Look, she said, sip, sip, sip the water, sip the water. Why am I sharing early on? Because for those of you that know me, hey, y'all, hey, I appreciate your support, especially since I had to restart this. Look, come on, somebody. Hey, Keisha, come on, Wealth Warriors. Look, I got a couple of people, all three of y'all going to Wealth on Water Mastermind. I'm actually Allison, Lisa, and Keisha. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I want you to know that I am not a content creator. I am not. Thank you, Chris. I am not a content creator. I am a business owner that leverages social media to educate my community, to empower my community, and to reach my ideal client and customer. So when you're getting, come on, somebody said, hey, CC, I made it. I'm an official Patreon member and Wealth Warrior, and I will be here each night. Come on, somebody. I appreciate it, CC. But I'm sharing that information in the beginning because I'm talking about finances. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about building a brand. So not this, okay, I have a good YouTube channel. I have some good thumbnails. I'm just a content creator. No, I'm a business owner and I do this for real. So when you want somebody to help you scale your business, come on, somebody. Hey, look, hey, love. When you're looking to actually scale your business, you want to learn from somebody who has already done it and is still celebrating my 10 years as a completely self-employed entrepreneur, single mother of 3 next year. Has already done it, has helped other people do it, and is still doing it. Come on, somebody. I'm not taking advice from anyone who doesn't have the results I desire. Come on, somebody. Okay. So this is the real reason why I share this right here, because I want you guys to know that I've been helping people across the nation before YouTube was even a thing, right? I didn't even have my YouTube channel until 2020. Hey, Angela, come on, love. Hey, y'all. Yes, I want to learn from an expert. Come on, somebody. Okay. And so let's talk about it, right? The busy trap. Y'all, every single slide I'm sharing tonight, I'm sharing slides so you guys can follow along and write down the action items. Everything was super intentional. Okay. Nothing here is fluff. So let's talk about being busy and not being productive. Okay. So the symptoms, right? Because you can be, hold on. You can be busy and not productive, which means you'll be doing a whole lot of things and be broke. And I'm not claiming that for me, for you, for anybody in our Wealth Warrior community. Come on, somebody. So we're going to identify. You can say, congratulations, you are doing it. Thank you so much. Look, I'm still here. Welcome, Tara. Hey, look, Wealth Warriors. Hey, I'm Cynthia. All right. So what does it say? You can be productive and still broke. So some of the symptoms, right? Do you guys understand? Can you guys identify with some of these symptoms? Constantly posting, constantly tweaking, but no consistent revenue. So your action item, we're already on our third. Write 3 activities you spend the most time on weekly, right? I need you guys, let me leave it on here for a second. Let me say it again. Your action item, write 3 activities you spend the most time on weekly. One of the things that we have to do to be able, especially for everybody going to Wealth on Water and everybody who's just in this season, you're in this year where you want to build and you want to grow, right? I do understand, honestly, there's only 15 spots left. So I do understand that everybody will not be there. So I'm doing this to help everybody. Okay. But please understand that part of growing to multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, multiple 7 figures, and having it on autopilot so that you're not burnt out is identifying what you're doing that's not working, identifying the problem, and then coming up with solutions. So being really real with ourselves. Come on, somebody. Leaders find solutions. You have to be able to self-assess. Am I working on my website design or making sales calls? Am I working on my Instagram captions or am I sending emails and text messages? Am I picking out my outfit for, an event, or am I actually getting on sales calls with people and doing follow-ups? A lot of times, the outcomes are in the work that we're avoiding. A lot of times, the real outcomes are in the work that we are avoiding, right? You said, I'm not taking direction from people who don't have a destination. Come on, somebody. Keisha, you better go ahead, somebody, right? And you're going to need to fill up soon. I know that's right. I got a lot to say tonight, right? And so be clear. So write down the activity you're spending the most time on weekly, especially if you're not having the results you desire. When we need to identify, are those activities things that are income producing, right? So revenue reality check. Get ready, guys, okay? Revenue reality check. Revenue is a mathematical equation, not a feeling. This is something that I think that so many business owners miss. Let me just say this right here. Guys, and mind you, when I have stuff on the screen, take note of what's on there. I made them very clear and not look. I'm talking to you guys real, right? Not a whole lot of words so you guys can actually get the information. But what I want you to know is you do not stumble on a six-figure, multiple six-figure, and seven-figure brand. There's a lot that goes in behind the scenes. I do not want to scare you, though, because the people who are overwhelmed are doing a whole lot, focused everywhere, right? Really no focus at all, not prioritizing. And that's why you're busy, but still struggling financially. But to be very, if I could be honest with you, I am going to need some more water. If I can be very honest with you, when you start to focus with intention, when you know exactly where the problem is, and then you know how to fix it, you start to run your business with ease. Somebody put ease in the comments. Guys, how many of us, we don't want to be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and in grind mode and in hustle mode. That's what tonight is about. Running your business, doing a little bit of work in the beginning, depending on what stage you're on, but running your business with ease. So understand that these numbers I talk about, y'all hear me say all the time, right? You say ease. I say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. That's what I'm talking about really, really, really knowing. You said ease, please. Look, come on, somebody, running your business with ease. So understand it's an equation. Write this equation down. Your revenue is your traffic times your conversion times your offer value times your frequency. That is it. That is not complicated. That is not oversaturated. That is not fluff. This is really what it looks like. And if one thing is broken, your income is inconsistent. So let me ask you, which variable do you actually track weekly? Look at the action item. Look at the coaching question. Which variable do you actually track weekly? Guys, that's only 4 variables: traffic, conversion, offer value, frequency. Let me say it again: traffic, conversion, offer value, frequency. Okay. So I am going to use Lisa. Lisa, let me use you as an example tonight. Okay. So Lisa does, I'm giving a case study overview. Okay. So Lisa has a phenomenal voice for singing and for voiceovers. Let's say she's working with a radio station to do commercials, and her goal is to get more radio stations to actually invest in her doing voiceover so she can do the commercials, right? So she needs to identify, number one, look, let me put it back on the screen. Number one, traffic. How many people are getting their eyeballs on her business, and what action do they take? Okay, well, I do YouTube lives, or I do Instagram lives, or I do email campaigns. And based on the traffic, if I send out 100 emails, that will equal 10 phone calls. Okay, so traffic and the actual action. Then the conversion rate, right? She has 10 conversations. How many of those 10 conversations actually translate into a client? So she knows that for every 10 people she speaks to, that she gets 2 clients. Great. So she knows that if she wants 4 clients, she needs to speak to 20 people. Are y'all following me? I'm teaching tonight. I hope y'all are following me. Okay. And so she knows that every 10 people she speaks to, 2 people to convert. Okay. And what is her offer value? Her offer value is $5,000. So she knows that if she speaks to 10 people, 2 people will convert. And those 2 people, her product or service is $5,000. So that means that's $10,000 for her. So then the frequency, all she has to do is to basically decipher how often she's doing the traffic to get the actual conversations. Come on, somebody. Let me come off. All she has to decipher when she understands this equation, y'all, that I can end the live right there, right? When she understands the equation, then the only thing I put plug in the comments. Only thing you have to plug in is what is your traffic, what is your conversion, what is your offer, what is your frequency. That's it. And then if you want to increase your revenue, you increase your traffic, which increases your conversion, which you have more people paying for your offer, which you have a higher frequency, and now you have more income. Come on, somebody. You plug and play. Traffic times conversion time, offer value, frequency. This is fire. That's how you do it, guys. No more, no less. Let me be very, very clear here. I'm almost as self-employed now. I've been doing finances and credit and entrepreneurship for over 20 years, but as a completely self-employed entrepreneur for almost a decade with 20 streams of income, 20 streams of income. And you did not see me doing 10 million things. I'm talking about 2 things tonight. That's it. Wealth on Water and business coaching. And I'm not even talking about that until way later on. All right. Look, I'm being real with y'all, right? So plug. So I'm telling you guys that my goal is to make things very simple for you so you can execute. Got it good? Look, if you learned something already, put yes in the comments. All right. So the next thing, right? And look at what I said at the bottom. You can't scale hustle. I'm becoming one off the screen a lot. You can't scale hustle. I'm going to leave that right there. Hustle, you can get to your first 100K, 1,000%. Can you scale hustle? No, you're going to be burnt out, have a headache, exhausted, all of the above. Look, come on, somebody. If you learned something already, put yes in the comments. Okay. And so let's talk about why most businesses plateau in the first 1 to 5 years. Okay. You built a survival business, but now you need to build a scalable business. So please understand, in the early stage, you're going to be hustling, right? But when you are in your growth stage, you have to understand systems and your offer, because you can't scale hustle. You're going to need a bathroom break. I know that's right. Look, come on, somebody. I'm gonna need a bathroom break. All my water. Look, come on, somebody. I know that's right. Right? You said yes, Lord. If you are in your growth stage, put growth in the comments, right? And there are 16 people on here right now. It would be beautiful if 19. It would be beautiful if we had 19 likes, okay? Especially since I had some technical difficulty and the devil is a lie, right? All right. And so you said, wow, you can't scale hustle, baby. Say it plain, Terry. This is good. Thank you so much, love. Okay. And so let's talk about it, right? 3 real bottlenecks. Get your notebook and get your pen. I'm going to identify the 3 top reasons, 3 top bottlenecks why most people are not growing and scaling their business. And I'm going to give you real action items and tangible next steps to solve each one of these problems. If you're in your growth stage, put growth. If you don't want to be in your hustle stage, I just turned 47 years old. I don't want to hustle. I want to grow while I'm being in my soft life. Come on, somebody. Okay. And so what are the 3 bottlenecks? Having an unclear offer, having the wrong customer, or having weak positioning. Now, the bottlenecks are not the algorithm. They are not market stress, saturation. They are not the economy, right? So the action item, just based on what you know, identify the one that you know is true for you. And maybe it's all 3. But what bottleneck, if you feel comfortable, guys, this is a workshop and this is for who it's for, right? I'm a firm believer. If it's 1 person, 5 people, 50 people, 5,000 people, 500 people who's supposed to be here, is supposed to be here. Nugget, that's an action item. You give 100%, 100% of the time. You give 100%, 100% of the time. I could have easily just been like, oh, we're going to start tomorrow, do a day off. I said, nope, let me just set up another live stream real quick and we're going to rock out. Come on, somebody, right? And so with these bottlenecks, if you feel comfortable, put it in the comments. So this can be a live interactive workshop. But guys, identify which problem are you struggling with now? And is it 1, is it 2, or it's all 3, right? You can have inconsistent revenue. Today is the revenue reset. If just one of these things is wrong, right? So unclear offer, wrong customer, or weak positioning. So let's talk about it. So an unclear offer. If someone asks you, what do you do? And you need 60 full seconds to explain, you explain it and explaining and explaining and explaining what you do. You don't have an offer, you have a description. Action item, coaching question. What problem do you solve that people pay for urgently? What problem do you solve that people pay for with urgency? What problem do you solve? And mind you, I'm going to give you examples, right? I'm going to help you guys. If you want help writing your offer right now or refining you, because some of you guys have an offer. I know some of you who are on here. Some of you already have an offer, but maybe your revenue is inconsistent. So maybe you need to revisit it or refine it, right? We're in 2026, okay? Or some of you have never have clarity with your offer. If you want help with that right now, put help in the comments, right? So I'm going to tell you guys how to do it correctly. And I'm going to give you some examples you can see. And guess what? This is not just if you have a service. I don't want, look, Janita has a nail salon. We have Danny has a daycare. You know, we have Claude has a flooring business. Who else? So many of our wealth warriors have a brick and mortar business, right? You need some help. Look, come on, somebody. So I don't want you to think that this is just for service-based businesses. I don't care if it's cakes, if it's t-shirts, if it's landscaping, if it's painting. I don't care if it's a daycare. I don't care what it is. You need to have clarity with your offer. All right. So what problem do you solve? Now, fixing your offer, guys, this is very, very, like, literally, if I knew this in the beginning, baby, write this down. Your offer must answer who, what result, how fast, and why you. Let me say it again. Who, what result, how fast, and why you. So if any of these are missing, your revenue is going to stall. So your action item, write your offer in one sentence. Look, Allison says, help. Look, come on, somebody, right? Write your offer in one sentence. Do not forget this equation. So let me say it again. A strong offer answers these, right? And it should not take you long to articulate your offer. Who plus your result plus how plus the time frame or mechanism. This is the second. Look, I'm not sure, I don't have my phone on. This is already a second tangible equation that I'm giving out on the whole YouTube universe for free, y'all. Okay. And I ain't even listen. This is the Jesus. I'm trying to behave, y'all. And this is the free. Let me leave that right there while I talk my trash. Okay, so understand it. So let me give you guys some examples, right? This is the biggest thing because when I say it, look, you said sip, sip, sip. Come on, somebody. Shantae, thank you, love, for joining. So this is where, let me give you an example. Let's say you are a personal trainer and you're focusing on postpartum weight loss. I need you guys to see this. So this is an example of an offer. I help new moms lose 15 to 25 pounds after pregnancy through a safe 12-week strength and nutrition program designed for postpartum recovery. Why this works, y'all. I need y'all to see this because some of y'all that this will fix everything immediately. Okay. A specific audience, new moms, specific result, 15 to 25 pounds, specific method, strength and nutrition program, and a time frame, 12 weeks. Let me give you another example. You are a life coach. I help professionals who feel stuck in their careers gain clarity and confidently transition into work they enjoy using a structured 8-week decision and accountability framework. Come on, somebody. Y'all, why does this work? Clear audience, professionals stuck in their career. Why does it emotional and practical result, right? Clarity and transition. What is the method? A structured framework. What is the time frame? 8 weeks. Let me give you another example because everybody, y'all, did those examples? I have 2 more for you because I want to do different types. The first 2 were service-based, right? The next one is brick and mortar. And the fourth one is a live event. Y'all, Jesus, I need y'all to understand this. The reason why I'm a business coach for entrepreneurs all across the USA, and I now have a brand that has helped thousands of people, is because the success principles work no matter what type of business you have. They work for a specific type of result. Not a specific type of entrepreneur, a specific type of result. So I'm strategically giving you guys, look, has this helped you already? Being able to hear it? I'm giving you guys examples for different kinds of businesses so you can see that the equation works no matter what type of business you have. Success leaves clues. We're going to talk about that. When something works, you do it on repetition over and over and over again. This is the thing. Come on, somebody. This is the thing that, what is this tonight's day 1 of this series about? The things that top earners do differently. The top earners do differently. Does everybody do this? No. Are they top earners? No. Top earners lead with clarity. Let me leave that right there. Okay. So that's why it works. So let's talk about a brick and mortar daycare. We provide working parents with reliable curriculum-based childcare for children ages 2 to 5 so they can work worry-free, knowing their child is learning and cared for every day. You said, look, you said, Cece, you said, yes, I am writing. Come on, somebody. Why does it work? Who's the target customer? Working parents. What is the clear benefit? Reliable and worry-free. What is a differentiator? A curriculum-based childcare. And what is the time frame? Daily ongoing services defined. Let's talk about Wealth on Water Mastermind. This is for an in-person event. Guys, if you do in-person events, retreats, workshops, you can use this same formula for that. Let me give you an example. I guide established entrepreneurs and professionals to scale their brand and double revenue within 6 to 12 months inside an implementation-focused luxury mastermind aboard a 4-night Royal Caribbean Bahama cruise led by industry experts. Why does this work? Clear audience, established entrepreneurs and professionals. Measurable result, scale your brand, double revenue. Method, implementation focused mastermind with experts. Time frame, 6 to 12 months. Boom! Somebody put boom in the comments if you received that. Boom! Let me just add right here. The Wealth on Water Mastermind and Business Coaching, I'm not a tax professional, is a business tax write-off. It's a business event. Y'all see me on planes all the time. And guess what I do? Write off everything because it's a business expense. Boom! Did that help you guys? I'm showing you that these principles work, whether you're a coach, whether you are an author, whether you have a brick and mortar, whether you do workshops, whether you do retreats, whether you do masterminds, whether you do conferences, whether you sell t-shirts, it does not matter. You have to be able to articulate these things. So I gave you examples. So let's talk about it. If your sentence sounds vague, your revenue will be too. So if someone needs to be able to quickly understand the transformation, so they can quickly make a decision. Look, what did you say, Allison? You said, this is fire. I'm going to have to watch this again tomorrow. Come on, somebody, right? A lot of times we've been using this for our band, but if we have something extra, we're not using it for everything, guys. Use it for everything so you can weed out the people that are not your ideal client or customer, which we're going to talk about. And so you can attract the people that you want to work with and that need your product or service. And so you can also convert higher. Come on, look, I ain't fluffing tonight. We're talking about revenue. Forget all that. How do I convert? Well, how you convert is with one of the ways that you convert better is with clarity, So the people that said, I do not want that. Good evening, peace and blessings to you. Hey, Sean, good evening, right? Hey, Nakia, look, Nakia, did that help? Look, Nakia has a travel business. So maybe you talk about that you help, maybe you focus on, you talked about family reunions. So maybe your sentence about what you do is doing luxury events for people who are looking to scale or put together family reunions. Like, talk about it, right? There's so many things right here, but that one thing right there will change a lot for you guys. So, and it's very important to understand that everybody is a business owner. I teach and I coach, and I would be remiss if I say that, guys, stop trying to do everything. Stop trying to do everything. You wrote a book, but you saw somebody talk about Forex, and now you want to do Forex. You're a personal trainer, but you saw somebody talk about doing taxes. Now you want to do taxes. You work with mental health, but you saw somebody talk about doing credit, so now you want to do credit. Stop. Somebody put stop in the comments. Stop. Look, no fluff right there, right? Come on, somebody. Boom. Somebody put stop in the comments. Stop trying to do what everybody else is doing. Nugget right here. It works if you work it. So pick the thing that you have knowledge, skills, and experience, the thing that is your gift, and you grow a brand about that. I like to talk. I like to teach. I like to coach, and I like to be all up in your faces, hugging you, touching on you, fellowshipping with you, doing events and things with you. So now not only do I do it online, I do it in person at Wealth on Water Mastermind, where I'm all up in your face and we're hugging and we're talking and we're laughing and we're eating and we're fellowshipping and we're on the beach, right? I monetized the thing that I love. So let me be very clear. We're all business owners, but many of us just not have put the structure in place to make it a business. So if you are on this live tonight, right, then this is your sign. This is your sign. Look, it works if you work it. Come on, son. This is your sign to make a business. Let me be very real with you guys real quick. Build a business, build a brand around something that you love, something that you're passionate about, something that you wouldn't mind. Guys, if I was a billionaire tomorrow, I would be teaching and coaching. I love what I do. It is a blessing to be tied to your journey. Some of your testimonies, and when you guys share results, it brings me to tears. On the days when I don't feel like doing it, because I don't feel like it every day, I'm human. I get a thank you, I get a DM, I get a cup of coffee, I get somebody who I know needs my help scheduling a business coaching strategy session, and it turns my entire mood around. Guys, you are not going to feel like it every day. Discipline is the foundation of all success, period. So I recommend, if you have some wisdom, build your brand or side hustle around something that you love to do, so that on the days when you don't feel like it, you can still push forward. Amen. And that's scripture, right? 1 Peter 4:10. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Use your gift to serve others. And I'm going to add one other thing right here, right? And for those of you who are new, hey, y'all, hey, right? But this is a wealth building ministry. So I teach faith-based wealth building, right? But I want you guys to know, using your gift, the other scripture is that your gift will make room for you. Your gift will make room for you. I done been to, where did I go with Jamal? We went 3 places. We went to Carmen del Playa, Jamaica, and Dominican Republic. My gift took me those places. I didn't pay for those places. My gift took me those places. Build your brand around something that you love. It will pay you over and over and over again. Okay. Bottleneck number 2. This is a big one. The wrong customer. Somebody put wrong in the comments. Okay. The wrong customer. You don't need more people. You need the right people. So broad businesses create low revenue. Specific audiences create high conversion. So the question to you is, who do you not want as a client anymore? Look, the wrong customer. Some of y'all, the wrong customer. Can I be honest? Some of y'all are saying all the right things to the wrong people. Some of y'all are saying all of the right things. Come on, Arthur. Look, come on, Catherine. Come on, Sean. Is it Shantae? Am I saying your name right? How do I say your name, love? Right? You're saying all the right things to the wrong customer. And that's the only problem. And here you are thinking that your product or service does not work. And it's just that you're talking to the wrong people about the wrong thing, right? You need to find your right person, right? Come on, Cece. So who do you want to not work with anymore? Look, and let me tell you something. When people come to me, I want an 800. I want an 800 credit score so I can get me some red bottoms. It's not my customer. And I'm okay with saying that. That's not my customer. Now, am I okay with you building a brand? Am I saying something wrong with red bottoms? Absolutely not. I love nice things. I like going first class. I like being VIP. I love it. I built my business first, and my business pays for my assets and my liabilities. It pays for the things I want to do. I'm not using my credit for things that are material that are not going to bring me a return and depreciate in value. So who do you not want to work with anymore? Identify the client or customer that is not, oh, that's correct. Okay, good, love. That is not correct. A lot of us are focusing on what we want. Come on, somebody. Also identify who you don't want. That is going to help you, okay? And so the money client. Money. So I put money in the comments. Money. The money client, your ideal client, has the problem right now. They can afford the solution and they value speed. Let me say it again. Your ideal client has the problem right now. They can afford the solution and they value speed. Your action item. Describe your best client in 3 traits. Come on, somebody, right? Clarity and money. Clarity and money. Clarity and money. Come on, somebody. Assets, not liabilities. I need you guys to do this. Describe your best client in 3 traits. Guys, they value speed. What does Wealth on Water say? 6 to 12 months after attending after attending the actual mastermind. Why is that important? Because people have been in business for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, and they're still stagnant. They're still struggling. So they want a result quickly. 6 to 12 months may seem like, oh, that's a short period of time to turn a business around, to turn your side hustles around, to build wealth, to have an additional stream of income. So being clear about the work that it's going to actually take, right? I'm gonna just be honest. I had people come to me, they had bad credit for 7 years. They're like, I need it fixed by Friday. You done had a 500 credit score for 7 years, and now you want to hire me and want me to get you to your goal in a week. FYI, clients I don't work with are ones that have unrealistic expectations. Let me stop playing with y'all. This is why I don't do live. Nakia, shout out to Nakia. Nakia is the one who was like, we should have a Wealth on Water week to talk about the event, to help people, to help our community. Nakia, this is why I don't do live, because I say any and everything, okay? Unrealistic expectations, because I get in trouble on live, okay? But identify. So guys, if you've had somebody pay you before, right? I hired Nakia. I've hired Allison, right? I'm one of some of y'all, I'm your client, right? If I am, or if anybody, if you have somebody who has been an ideal client, identify why did you like working with them, right? Why did you? I already talked about the wrong client, right? But your ideal clients, well, they valued your time. They could afford it. They paid attention. They were coachable and trainable. They like what are those traits? They had ethics. They were punctual. They were professional. They communicated well. Look, come on, somebody, right? How long have you been struggling with your credit? I've had a 500 credit score since 1989, but I would like an 800 tomorrow. Can you do that? Oh, and by the way, I only got $19 to pay you. Sir, ma'am, please go ahead. I'm trying to be saved. I'm still trying to be saved. You trying to make me cuss. Okay? So 3 traits of your ideal client or customer. Bottleneck number 3 is weak positioning, okay? So posting is not equal to positioning. Let me say it again. Posting is not equal to positioning. All right, I'm about to break it down today. If you learn it, y'all don't. So I get in trouble when I go live, right? So positioning answers. Okay, why would somebody rather go to you? Like, are you in Google? Like, is Google a cheaper option? If you're competing on price, you will lose margin. So let me explain that, right? Because that was a little bit janky. Let me a little bit janky. You're going to need to pay for that miracle. I know that's right. That's a little bit janky, right? Facts. So let me explain that. Let me explain that last slide. We are in an y'all. I need y'all to listen up. We're in an information age, right? Now you can Google things, you can watch things on YouTube, you can chat GPT things, right? Like chat GPT, I think chat GPT is the only person that genuinely loves me besides my kids, right? Like we're in an age where there is no lack. Come on, somebody, that was a bit janky. Let me fix it up. We're in an age where there is no lack of information. What there is a lack of is how to implement and strategy, and somebody giving you support and guidance, and somebody giving you specific to you, right? So just actual do this. That's not hard today. The coaches, I need y'all to hear me. Everybody on here, you have to be able to differentiate yourself, meaning you can get some answers from Google. You can get some answers from YouTube. You can get some answers from the free. But why would somebody invest in you? What is the difference in investing in you? And a lot of times too, part of it is your story. Part of it is your ethics. Part of it is that people need more than just watching something online or just doing a course. Can I be honest with you, right? When I looked at the stats for online courses, and mind you, I love online courses. That's a whole nother live for another day. I love online courses, but there has been a shift. But what I learned is that 8%, somebody put 8 in the comments, 8% of people who invest in an online course completed. 8. That's diabolical. That is crazy to me. I would never invest $1,500, $2,000 in a course and not do it. Crazy to me. So that is telling you what? People will invest in a system, but they need some support to get through it. That's why they still are not having the result. That's why we have things like Wealth on Water Mastermind and coaching, because you have all the things, but you need some support. You need to know how to implement. You need some questions answers. You need some support. You need some resources. You need some accountability. You have some questions about the framework. Come on, somebody, only 8%. That is crazy. So this is why you need to be able to understand and identify the problem for your client or customer. And not only that you are the solution, but not only that there is a solution, but you are the person that can get them to their desired results, right? What is different about you than what they can Google. And I think this is on the next slide. I'm gonna say this right here. Here we go. This is it right here. Look, this is it right here. All right, authority positioning. So top earners. Top earners communicate a diagnosis with certainty, the process, not inspiration. Action items. So I put action in the comments. Write one hard truth your audience needs to hear. Action items. So I put action in the comments. Write one hard truth your audience needs to hear. Now, why did I say, look, action? Y'all, if you do some of these things, it's going to create such clarity and such a shift for you. You're going to have a result immediately. Let me say one hard truth to you. Okay. Y'all ready for it? Let me sip my water. I'm going to do it live. One simple hard truth that my audience needs to hear. You can only get so far with the free videos, the free workshops, the free trainings. Are they amazing? Absolutely. Do I, in particular, I'm going to talk my trash about myself. Do I give 200%? I do. It's not the same as investing, that sowing and reaping, that muscle of understanding. You have to invest in your business, invest in your brand, invest in your knowledge, invest in your learning, invest in training. It's not the same as getting that one-on-one support or that in-person support. I'm just being honest. So a hard truth that many people need to know is that you're frustrated and overwhelmed because you're trying to watch 19 videos and piece them together, and 19 courses and piece them together, 19 trainings and piece them together. Hard truth. Look, you said you can't fix your 500. I know that's right. Is that, look, 8%, right? Is that you can only get so far with the free. So for you guys, define, right? Like if you're the trainer, like I gave other examples, right? How far, can you actually get with losing that postpartum weight if you don't diet and you don't exercise and you don't have a nutrition plan? You have to be real. So for you guys with positioning authority, you need to have that clarity, be able to diagnose the problem. You need to have that process, right? And the action item is the right one hard truth your audience needs to hear. Let me be honest. Look, right. And would you say, Cece, it's not the same as the free stuff? Come on, somebody. That's true. Right. And it can't be, because when something is free, you're talking to hundreds, thousands, sometimes dozens of people. Right. So all of you have different little characteristics and different things going on that you need that personalized attention. Right. If all of that, guys, Jesus, sometimes the gap between where you are right here and where you are right here is a 2 or 3 pieces of information. It's training, it's a mastermind, it's coaching. All of the knowledge, skills, and experience you have got you to where you are right now, but you need something more to get to that actual next level. Look, come on, somebody, right? And so write this down. Nothing here is fluff, okay? So activity versus revenue. Okay. Activity versus revenue. Low earners focus on tasks. High earners focus on leverage. So daily, this is your daily, right? Does this produce revenue or comfort? Are you doing things you need to do or doing things you like to do? I'm looking at y'all. Now, I'm not looking at y'all, but I'm looking at y'all. It's 25 people on here. So my 25 people on here, I know that y'all doing everything. Look, y'all, this is the revenue reset. And one thing that I said that I was not going to do in 2026 is sugarcoat things. This is the revenue reset, day number 1 of Wealth on Water Week, baby. And this is only day 1. I am not going to sugarcoat it. Why? Because I want you to have real results. We are adults. We are wealth builders. We are persons. We are people that are breaking generational cycles of poverty. I cannot get you there by fluffing you or by sugarcoating it. So you have to identify, are you doing the things you need to do or the things that you want to do? Right? Many of us, I like doing a story. I like doing a live. I like doing this, but it's the thing you need to do your follow-up emails or your follow-up phone calls or your follow-up DMs. You need to implement a CR system. Do you need to implement, your landing page? Do you need to make sales calls? Do you need partnerships and collaborations? Are you able to identify what you need to do and what you want to do and which one are you doing, right? We have to be real with ourselves about that. Activity versus revenue. So does your daily ask, does this produce revenue or comfort? Am I doing something that is bringing me actual leads and clients, or am I doing something that I just enjoy to do? Am I doing the easy things? Somebody put easy in the comments if you receive this. Easy thing. Are you doing the easy thing? And I'll be honest, many times we're doing the easy thing too much. And that's why we're not converting. And that's why we don't have the revenue that we want. And that's why our sales are low. And so I'm not exempt. Y'all, I'm being real. Look, come on, somebody, right? A lot of times we're doing the easy stuff, the stuff that feels good, right? I'm about to research some other brands. I'm about to just watch this video. You don't watch the video 10 times. No, you need to execute now. You don't need to watch the video now. One more time. I need to go to Wealth on Water Mastermind. We need to go secure our spot and be in the room, because that's your investment for this year, right? What is the thing you need to do? So the core offer rule, pay attention, guys. Most businesses should only push one primary offer for 90 days. More offers equal less clarity, which equal less income. So my question to you, what offer are you willing to ignore in 90 days, for 90 days? Let me say it again. What offer are you willing to ignore for 90 days? Pay attention. More offers equals less clarity equals less income. Now, you guys saw me say on some of the other ones, right? There's 3 ways to work with me. One-on-one coaching, Patreon, Wealth on Water, right? One-on-one coaching is us two together. And by the way, if you need a business coach, if you want to invest in a one-on-one coaching strategy session for your 90-day game plan, you can text us and we will send you the actual link. Now, the coaching is one-on-one, Patreon is community, and Wealth on Water is in person. Those are 3 different types of events. But guys, do not compare your year 1 to somebody else's year 5, 6, 7. I'm almost 10 years as a self-employed entrepreneur. So I can talk about 3 things. I can differentiate, right? And guys, I want you to actually know, pay attention, right? Is that as my brand grew, my offers got less. Let me say it again. Don't miss it. For my wealth warriors, some of y'all have been here for a long time. I'm coaching and teaching you guys tonight the things that top earners do. Don't miss the language. Not every brand. I'm not talking about I'm in the top 5% of YouTubers. You know how crazy that is? And I don't even there's 24 of you on here. So how? Because people watch the replay and people watch and binge watch. So you don't see a whole thousands of people. Why? Because focus, clarity. I'll get 5 people and they'll watch 10, 15 hours of videos, and YouTube pays me because of that. Let me say it again. As my brand grew, my offers got less and less and less. Now in 2026, there's only 3 ways to work with me directly. Now you can work with, our team, like you can work with our team, but I want you guys to understand what top earner. You said, wow, this is good information. Is this helping you, Cece? Right? You said, greetings, Queen Coach from Wealth Warrior Family. Hey, Coach, I'm so happy that you made it. Right? And so just understand it. So what thing are you willing to give up? Guys, don't forget, for everybody who did the 100K Business Masterclass, I talked about in the beginning, 2017, 2018, 2019. All I did was personal credit for first-time home buyers. I had 1 offer for 1 client with 1 outcome. Do not miss it. So I'm telling you guys, I'm teaching. Can I teach tonight? If I can teach tonight, somebody put yes in the comments. Say, yes, I am being helped. Right? If I can teach tonight, put yes in the comments. right? So do not confuse where I am right now. I'm talking about when I needed to fix my revenue, when I was building my brand clarity, when I was scaling my brand, when I was figuring out my brand voice and authenticity and all those things. I did one thing for one client with one outcome: credit repair for first-time home buyers so they could get their mortgage pre-approval and buy a house. Period. Now I'm talking about three things. That's not even like a whole bunch more things, right? But our premier signature event being Wealth on Water Mastermind that only launched last year, 2025. This is our second annual year. Come on, somebody, right? So I'm not telling you guys things. Come on, somebody. Is it helping you? I'm not telling you things that I don't do myself. I'm showing you what actually works. All right, so this is an action item for you guys. This is a revenue focus exercise. Fill this in. You have your notebook, you have your pen. What is your main offer? What is the price of your offer? And what are the sales needed monthly to get to your actual goal? Your target must be measurable. Let me say it again. Your target must be measurable. Nugget right here. Anything you want to grow, you must measure. Why do people track their weight when they're losing weight, right? King Solomon started with the prayer. Come on, somebody, right? Anything that you want to grow, you have to measure. When people are working on their credit, they're looking at their credit scores. When people are losing weight, they're looking at their pounds and their inches. Anything. Same thing with business. Same thing with business. Same thing with business. Anything you want to grow, you must be able to measure. Don't miss the equation. I said earlier when I was talking about your traffic, your conversions, your offer, and your frequency. You have to be able to track it. Got it good? Right? So it must be measurable. And I always talk about $10,000 a month benchmarks. So I put 10K in the comments. 10K in the comments. Why do I talk about that so much? Because once you are consistently making $10,000 a month with your business and or your side hustle, then that usually means you only need a little bit of a tweak with your marketing, your messaging, or your offer to start making 20K and 30K and 40K and 50K months. This is a measurable benchmark. A measurable benchmark. Come on, somebody, right? 10K. And so this is where you can plug this into your equation, depending on, I'm giving you examples, right? If you have a $10,000 VIP in-person event, you only need one client per month. If your goal is $10,000 per month. If you have a $1,000 coaching program, you only need 10 clients per month. If you have a $500 program or course, right, you need 20 enrollments per month. Let's say you have a $100 workshop. You need 100 people to register per month. Let's say you have a low ticket item, like a book, a planner, shirts, digital product, cakes, whatever it is, right? You do makeup, something of that nature. Well, you need 400 clients per month. You plug in your offer and the amount into the equation so you can identify what is the frequency, how much you need to actually get it going. And let me just be honest with you, when you have multiple things, you're not even able to plug and play with that equation because you're like, well, one offers this and one offers this and one offers this. Pick one. So let me put one in the comments. Pick one and scale it. Scale it so it's on autopilot before you add other things. That's part of the problem, that you're doing too much. Come on, somebody. And you're not even able to really measure it and track it. Come on, somebody. That's a good strategy. Does that help you, love? Yes. Pick one thing. Pick one thing and scale it. Get it on autopilot before you move to other things. Okay. And mind you, this is also scripture because his word says that it will not come back void, right? His word cannot come back void. Why am I sharing this right here? Because if you saw $10,000 a month and $20,000 a month, and like you said, sounds like my mistake, right? And that's okay. Look, y'all, this is a workshop. I'm not for everybody, and I'm okay with that. I don't intend to be for. There's a specific kind of person who is going to be attending Wealth on Water Week and then attending Wealth on Water Mastermind or doing business coaching. But for those of you that are on here, that's going to be on here every single night this week at 8 o'clock, you're a specific kind of wealth builder. We need to have transparency. You need to have real conversations. That's real, and I appreciate you being real. I'm not here to beat you up. I'm here to tell you guys that I wish somebody told me this sooner. But I'm also, because I'm led by the spirit, not by the algorithm. Come on, somebody. I also would be remiss if I don't speak some life into you and let you and say to you that if you saw that vision, he also gave you the ability, come on, somebody, to make it happen. He would not have given you a vision. If your vision is being an international speaker, if your vision is being a wife, if your vision is being in shape, if your vision is being a self-employed entrepreneur, if your vision is sending your kids to college or retiring your spouse, if you have a vision, if you want to write a book, whatever it is, Jesus, that you want to do, if God gave you that vision, he also gave you the ability to make it happen. His word cannot come back void. It also says that faith without works is dead. Right? I'm gonna be very honest with you. People will say, God, I need $1,000,000. God, I need $1,000,000. God, I need $1,000,000. I need $1,000,000. And he may not send you $1,000,000 check. But he'll give you $1,000,000 idea, $1,000,000 gift, $1,000,000 business, $1,000,000 opportunity, $1,000,000 collaboration. He will give you something that you need to water to have the harvest. Some of you need to spend some more time in your watering season so you can have the harvest. Let me say it again. Some of us need to spend more time watering in our water season so that we can have the harvest. We want the harvest, but we did not water. I'm about to be on here every single night at 8 o'clock. I'm watering. I'm showing you. I am not a coach that is going to tell you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I don't need to be on here every night at 8 o'clock. But I'm committed, and I'm showing you guys what it looks like to show up every single day for the people that you support. To show up every single day for the people that you love. To show up every single day for your brand that you want to grow, for the people you want to help. To not just say it out of your mouth, but to actually do it because you desire for your community to have a result faster, a better result faster. But come on, somebody, we're to learn, grow, and scale both and revenue and knowledge. Come on, somebody, we support you. Come on, somebody, right? Jesus. So some of us need to understand that you need a little bit more time in the watering season so that you can have the harvest. And that's okay. We're here to learn, right? And so let's talk about it. The 90-day revenue plan, right? We're almost done, guys, right? I need this community. Come on, Lisa. I can't wait to see you at Wealth on Water. Your 90-day revenue plan. Every business needs weekly targets, right? So you need to understand how many leads you need, how many conversations you need, sales needed. Guessing creates anxiety. Let me say this again. Guessing creates anxiety. Tracking creates control. Yes, I love this community. Come on, somebody. We love you back. Yes, I love this community. Much needed. I love y'all. Yes. Right. And so action item. Calculate how many sales you need monthly to hit your goal, your income goal. Action item. Calculate how many sales you need monthly to hit your income goal. Right? Guessing creates anxiety. Tracking creates control. And so why you feel stuck emotionally, right? You're not stuck strategically. You're stuck behaviorally. So what are you avoiding? Let me come off. What are you avoiding? Guys, building wealth is a mindset. Investing in your brand is a mindset. Going to things like masterminds and having a business coach, that's a mindset. I don't know what I did before. Like, I can't imagine not growing and learning and being in this community every single day and growing every single year. I can't imagine it. But there was a time where I didn't read and I didn't tithe and I didn't journal and I didn't listen to affirmations and I didn't have a coach. Like, there was a time I had never been to an event before. Like, there was a time where that was nowhere near on my radar. And then, baby, when that switch flipped, my whole life turned around. So some of you, it's the tangible, it's some of these action items that you need to implement. But some of you, before you even get to the action items, come on, somebody, absolute mindset. You have to work a little bit on the mindset part. And I'm going to say this. A lot of your success is in the things you're avoiding. A lot of your success is, how many of y'all hear me talk about Wealth on Water every single day? Every single day, because I know it's a solution to somebody's problem, and I cannot wait to get you there so we can help you have a result you never had before. I'm not afraid to talk about. Some of you guys are afraid to talk about your business, your product, or your service. So you're avoiding selling, you're avoiding following up, and you're not simplifying your brand or your process, right? So let's talk about it. Top earner mindset. Somebody put top in the comments. Top earners. Not every earner, top earners. Top earners, and this is a big one. This is a really, really big one. Repeat proven actions. Top earners sell daily. Top earners track numbers. Top earners ignore distractions, right? Average earners rebrand, relearn, restart, right? Top earners. Guys, this one about doing proven actions over and over again. Shout out to Danielle Leslie. She has an online course, and she had an online course. She's known in the industry now, where literally she had one course, and she would do one webinar every single week. The same webinar for the same course every single week. And she built it and grew it into a multiple $1,000,000 business. What did she do? She knew that she did this webinar, she would get a certain amount of people that enrolled, a certain amount of people that actually attended, a certain amount of people that would actually complete it, a certain amount of people that actually buy the course. And all she did was the same webinar. So I put same in the comments. It sounds like insanity. And she's a top industry earner. She didn't do 29 different webinars. She did the same webinar over and over and over and over and over again. So then the question was, people asked, right? Because I studied it. People asked her, well, why would you do that? What about people who already heard it? Okay, so they already heard it. Sometimes people need to what? For everybody who's on the 100K masterclass, 7 to like 23 times sometimes, right? She had a high ticket offer. Sometimes people need to see things 3, 4, or 5 times. She would get people that would do the webinar once and then do it twice. And it wasn't until the 5th time that they bought, or the 3rd time that they bought, or the 10th time that they bought, or maybe they never even bought at all. They weren't her client or customer. She had to flush them out. She did the same thing. And then other people would be like, well, why would you do the same thing? What about people heard it over and over again? Okay. I'm actually doing the webinar so the people that do not know me every single week would be somebody that never heard the information before. That's who she was talking to. So people who saw it on repeat, okay, they need the repetition to be able to invest. And the brand new people, she was providing a proven system over and over and over again. Guys, when something works, Jesus, I need y'all to hear me. A lot of times what happens with entrepreneurs and small business owners, as you grow and scale, something works and you stop doing it. You see a trend, you see a reel, you see a TikTok, and they say, do it like this and do it like this and do it like this. You had a proven system. Now, sometimes you need to tweak your system, right? I will definitely say that because I've tweaked mine plenty of times, right? Repetition creates a new mindset. Yes. But she was doing the same thing. So look what top earners do. Top earners repeat proven actions. Now, you do have to do some work to find out what's proven, but proven actions, right? So your revenue reset decision, right? You have 2 options. You're either going to keep experimenting or you're going to commit to a proven plan. Somebody put commit in the comments. If you're ready to commit to a proven plan, you have 2 options: keep experimenting or commit to a proven plan. Okay, so your action item tonight, before tomorrow, you are going to simplify one offer. You're going to define your buyer. You're going to calculate your monthly sales target. You're going to schedule selling time daily, and you are going to write it down, right? You're going to commit, right? It's a commitment, right? And you're going to write it down. And the next level of support, right? So some of you need strategy and guidance. Some need full immersion, right? You need a full takeover, right? So you have 2 ways to move forward. 2. So I put 2 in the comments. You have 2 ways to move forward. Option number 1 is Wealth on Water Mastermind, right? That's implementation plus environment plus acceleration. If you are trying to get there quickly, if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, investor, if you're a professional with a side hustle. Or option number 2, because everybody can't always get away for a whole week. Or maybe you have a conflict with the date or time. Or maybe you're unable to invest in that at this time. Well, then still invest in you. Get a business coaching strategy session so you can get a 90-day game plan and personalized roadmap, right? Only 2 options for your next level support, right? Option 1, Wealth on Water Mastermind. Option 2, business coaching strategy session. So for those of you who are like, come on, somebody, you said full baptism. Look, you need a full baptism. I love it. Look. And nugget right here. Shout out to Lisa, because Lisa's actually already scheduled for Wealth on Water Mastermind. I cannot wait to see you in July, love. Right? But some of us do need a full overhaul, and that's okay. That's why you get in the room, okay? And so for those of you who have no idea what Wealth on Water is, it is July 13th through 17th. There are only 15. Somebody put 15 in the comments. There are 15 spots left, only 15. We do not want everybody. We want the right people. Everybody cannot go. I've had to tell a couple of people it's not the right fit, and that is okay. There's only a $297 deposit, and you have all the way through until April, right? And we're going to be on Royal Caribbean's Utopia of the Seas, right? And here's a group picture of us from last year. Look, come on, somebody, 15, only 15 spots left. Come on, somebody, right? And so it includes your Royal Caribbean cruise, but also mastermind sessions, welcome and farewell events, expert-led panel discussion. We're going to have some breakout sessions, some Wealth Warrior meetups. And for our VIP, we have a special coaching session, coaching raffle. We have a hot seat group coaching that was just phenomenal, right? And a private networking activity. Look, come on, somebody. What are you saying, Allison? Allison said, I already registered for Wealth on Water and need a roommate. How does that work, Terry? So guys, let me know. So actually, to be honest with you, a couple of you are on here there's 3 people on. Look, I won't say nobody's name. There are 3 people on this live right now that have all registered for Wealth on Water and all have single rooms right now. Have not registered, have not said who their roommate is. Look, come on, somebody. Lisa, I need a roommate too. Boom, problem solved. So what I will do, guys, is in Patreon, I'll put an announcement. If anybody needs a roommate, then let me know. Reach out to me and I'll connect you guys. I'll just give you guys like each other's email or phone number. I'll ask you guys what you feel comfortable with. But look, come on, somebody. So there are some people going that still need a roommate, and so that's absolutely fine. You said let's talk. Oh wait, Cece said we got multiple people on here. So nugget action item. For everybody who needs a roommate, I'm going to post something in Patreon. If you need a roommate, reach out to me directly. Nikki, I'm going to ask for your help with this, and we'll see if we can coordinate and match you guys up. Come on, CC. You said I'm working on it. Come on, CC. I would love to have you there. Okay. And so look, problem solving for our VIPs, a private networking activity. And then for coaching, look, some of you guys are on here right now, right? So it's a 90-day game plan and personalized roadmap. But the biggest thing is ROI. So you take this information you learned tonight and how do you put it into where you are right now in 2026? What has changed with your business? What has changed with your industry? What has changed with your goals? What has changed with your time? How about sometimes the 90-day plan you had in 2023 and 2024, 2025 is no longer accurate, right? Some things have changed. Somebody put change in the comment. Some things have changed. So you need some help from an expert to reassess how to deal with these changes and how to reposition yourself for proven results for something that actually works. Right. And so if you're wondering, for the people that have no idea, I heard about Wealth on Water Mastermind, but I'm not sure if it's the right fit for me. That is okay. If you are unsure, if you're an entrepreneur and you want these 2 things must be true. These 2 things must be true. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to attend Wealth on Water, then you can do a wealth alignment phone call. I'm sorry, excited, right? With me directly. That's 15 minutes to talk about Wealth on Water. Do not think that you're going to get on the phone with me, baby, and get business coaching. No, not only will that not happen, but then I'm not even going to let you go to Wealth on Water or schedule with me again. Come on, somebody. But I do honestly, this is an exclusive event, and we have some super, super, super VIP expert coaches. Well, Patreon knows about some of them. I haven't even announced them to the public yet. So we do want to make sure it's the right fit. And I understand that you may have questions about the mastermind. So if you're an entrepreneur and you would like to attend Wealth on Water Mastermind, then you are invited to schedule a 15-minute wealth alignment phone call with me so I can learn more about you, share a little bit more about the mastermind, and make sure this is the very nice, look, you said, I'm so excited. Look, the very next best step for you, okay? You can email. So when I post this, I'll also post the link in the description. And I want to remind everybody that there's somebody depending on your transformation. Somebody put transformation in the comments, or somebody depending on your transformation. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not. Thank you, Nakia. Look, you said, got it. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. There's somebody depending on your transformation. When I started my brand, it's because I wanted more time freedom for my boys. I wanted a different lifestyle for my boys. I wanted to lead by example for my boys. I wanted a different neighborhood for my boys. I wanted different options for my boys. Can I be honest with you? Right? I was a teen mom at the age of 17. I was in foster care because not one, but both of my parents struggled with addiction. I was in and out and in and out and in and out. It was very unstable. So when I became a mother, I said, I need to do something different. I want them to have a home. I want them to live in a good neighborhood. I want them to go to college if they desire. I want to be able to buy them a house. I want to be able to give them money to start their business. I want something different. So their reality depended on who? My transformation. My transformation. If I'm going to have a different result for them, then I needed to elevate. That was the catalyst for everything I do now. Look how God blessed it. But it started with me just saying, look, how many of you can relate? If you can relate, put yes in the comments. That there's somebody that you are grinding for. There's somebody depending on you. There's somebody, when you think about a better life, that you would like to bless them with different opportunities and different options. Look, you said amen and amen. It wasn't about vacationing and about fancy cars. It was about saying, I want them to have opportunities and options I did not have. I want them to have stability. I want them to have a different experience. I want them to have different exposure. I want the reality to be different. So that requires me to step out of my comfort zone, me to grind harder, me to invest in myself so I can level up, me to get in those important VIP rooms. It required me to change so that I can then create a different reality for them. Don't lose sight of who we are building wealth for. Or somebody depending on your transformation. So for me, it started with my voice. And that brings us to Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. A good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Right? And Kia said, look, expert coaches, come on, somebody. Right? You can't leave an inheritance if you don't take the time to build the wealth. Amen. And so the closing thoughts, you said, I'm getting my Kleenex again. Lord have mercy, right? We got to have these real conversations, guys, because as I always talk about wealth building and money and investing, right? I need you guys to not lose sight that there's a ROI, a return on investment. As you are investing in yourself, you're getting a return. You do not become a person that can handle $1 million or $100,000 or $500,000 or $1 million or multi-million-dollar brand or business or side hustle or wealth building without elevating yourself first. The version of you, Jesus, that is going to be able to handle that blessing looks completely different than the person you are now. ROI, right? And so we have to be real that look, today was the revenue reset. If this was helpful for you, put yes in the comments, right? I talk specifically about some things that you can do immediately that will help you shift your revenue, right? So you can reset it and get back on track. But I would be remiss if I don't share with you guys that there is a reason why we are doing this. And it's not just to make money. Who could you bless if you were living in abundance? Who could you bless if you were living in abundance? Who could you bless if you were living in abundance? So I do not want us to take all this time to talk about sales and marketing and conversion and investing and not forget that there's a reason why we're doing this. So in my closing thoughts, right? Revenue grows when decisions get simpler, right? Complex businesses stall. I need you to hear this. Complex businesses stall. Clear businesses scale. Got it good. So tomorrow we're talking about fixing your cash flow and funding strategy. Fixing your cash flow and funding strategy. Guys, listen. Tell me if you learned something that was helpful, right? Revenue reset, wealth on water week. Come on, shout out to Nakia for this phenomenal idea. Look, and shout out Nugget, y'all, Jesus. Invest in having a great team of people around you because it was Nakia. Y'all give Nakia some love who said, we should have wealth on water week. And I said, what do you mean? And she explained to me her thoughts and where am I at right here, Monday. And I'm going to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And every single week I have been working effortlessly all weekend to bring you this series, to give you guys information, topics, strategies, action items that you can implement immediately. And this is your foundation for wealth on water or your foundation for business coaching, because as you do these things, you're going to have a different outcome so that when you get to invest in being with an expert, you have real questions, you have real outcomes. You said, Terry, I did this, but what about this? And Terry, I need to do this. And how would you implement this? So you can actually have a tangible result. But the nugget here is that it took for somebody amazing on my team, shout out to Nakia, who was also the event host for Wealth on Water, said, hey, Terry, you should probably do this. And I said, you know what? That's an excellent idea. Thank you. Thank you for the idea. And then what did I have to do? I had to execute. You said revenue reset. Let's go, Wealth Warriors. For everybody, you should either be at Wealth on Water Mastermind, or I should be, when I get off of here, I should see that my calendar is filled up with business coaching strategy sessions. Those are the two options. If you're looking for 2026 to be completely different, don't just look at all that. Look, book the book of Proverbs chapter and check. Come on, somebody, for a day of the month. Absolutely. Right. Thank you. Look, thank you, Terry and Nakia. Look, come on, somebody. Thank you, Nakia. Look, and I have customized different plans, different topics for each day. And so, guys, the goal is to help you. Is honestly, I'm so excited to share this information because we don't talk about it enough. And as you guys are building wealth, I want you guys to do it wiser, and I want you to get a better result faster. Let me say it again: a better result faster. So I'm sorry about the technical issues. Look, guess what happened? I created a whole new live stream by myself real quick. I gotta talk to Mari because I don't know if I did it right. I did a brand new live stream. We still got it done. So the last nugget I'll say right there, guys, stuff is going to happen. Even at my level, I deleted the whole live stream and had to create it, and I still kept on rocking, right? Part of your ability to scale and to have longevity and to stay growing is your ability to think quickly and to solve problems and to not get emotionally tied and emotionally caught up in the moment. I just said, all right, it's deleted. Let me create a new one and jump on it. Who's on it? Who's going to be on there? Amen. All right, y'all have an amazing night. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Please make sure you like this, you subscribe, you share, and share it with a friend. And I will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Good night, y'all. Bye, y'all.